Hello everybody, this is Astocky here and welcome to what is quite an old game. I thought in the same vein of playing a whole lot of UFO, for those of you that have played Skyrim but have never really seen kind of where Skyrim came from, this isn't really the first game, but this is the first, I guess, game that really set the stage for what it is. It's the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, and this is actually using the Morrowind Overhaul 3. And basically what it does is it updates the original Morrowind game to be high resolution graphics, you know, all the really new, really good stuff, and it is looking like it might have even crashed on me. No, there we go, it's working. Music's just a tad loud, I think, so I'm going to turn the music down once I get in the game. Skip the intro. You want to see what the game's like, not what the intro's like. Music's definitely taking a bit longer than I was hoping it would, but this is another game that I feel was kind of the pinnacle of the series. I mean, it had everything I think you could imagine wanting without... I think personally that Oblivion was quite dumbed down. So let's just go to the options, audio. Let's get that music and turn it down a bit. Whoa, a little bit of lag there. Okay, name. So this is basically where it all started. So what this is like I said, this is, I think, the best game in the Elder Scrolls series. I think, you know, Daggerfall was too randomly generated. I mean, it meant that every game was unique, but there was just so much of it that was randomly generated that it just pretty much made it impossible to really play and really sort of get into and enjoy in the same way you can with this. Obviously, the downside of this... Yeah, the downside of this is the fact that because it's not completely randomly generated, once you played it once or twice, all the quests are the same, so you kind of know what's going to happen. But Oblivion and Skyrim are no different in those cases. What they are, though, is they're... I consider that certainly Oblivion was really dumbed down compared to the gameplay that you had in this. This game gives you so many more options. You have what feels like a much bigger, much more interactive world. Okay, the volume now seems like it's a bit on the low side. So let's see how that goes. And yeah, the XCOM updating in the background is really causing me some issues in terms of my frame rate that I'm getting. So, what kind of character do I want to play? You've got all pretty much the same kind of races. I know the kind of character I'm going to play, so I'm thinking that I know... See, that resist disease and resist poison and adrenaline rush really helps in terms of your ability to fight. And, you know, coming with 15 long blade skill, those things are really useful because unlike Skyrim and Oblivion, where even when you have basically no skill, you can still hit, in this game, no skill means no hit, and you just get slaughtered once you get into combat. See, acrobatics is one of the easy skills to train, so Khajiits are pretty useless, except for these two special abilities they have, which are that Eye of Fear, Demoralized Humanoid. That really can make just about anyone attacking you flee. Imperials are a pretty good combination, and certainly that Mercantile and Speechcraft really helps. Now that Star of the West, Absorb Fatigue on target, you can pretty much use to put people to sleep, so that's also very useful. And Charm is brilliant as well, particularly early on in the game, so I think I'm going to go for something with a bit more facial hair. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, that's looking good. So I'm going to go for the Imperial.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
So I love the new, for those of you who played this before and haven't seen the new overhaul, I love the way they've updated the graphics. I love the 3D depth of field. I love the fact that I've got a pretty high-end rig PC and this just brings it to its knees. I mean, I'm getting 30 FPS and that's recording. I'm getting 32 FPS when I'm not recording, so it is really video card limited, and I've got a HD 6800, so, and I haven't even got all the settings maxed out, although they're not far off.
Ah, yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Now, there's been two other versions of this. There's been, well, actually, there's one that they called Morrowind, which basically is a mod for Oblivion that adds the whole Morrowind campaign to it, and that would be good, except for personally I believe the Oblivion system is broken. So that moves on to the next, which is they're currently working on Skywind, and basically that's going to use the Skyrim engine to remake Morrowind. But again, I can't get back to, I think that this is really just the best game in terms of how it's all balanced, how everything works. You just got to get over the fact that when you're new, if you pick a fight, you're going to die. You've really got to build yourself up, and that's where picking your own custom class can really help. So I'm going to pick the way I pretty much always play this. So I'm going to start with, where is it? It is combat, long blade. Then I'm going to get destruction, and then light armor, and then sneak and security. And for minor skills, I'm going to get mercantile, speechcraft, enchant, alchemy, and which other spell group do I want? Thinking I want to have restoration. Yeah, restoration. So let's change the name of this class. Oh, we can't? Never mind. Let's just go with that then.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Now this is one of those things that I've always found really difficult to choose which one I like. That fortify attack is really good when you start, but a bit later on it's kind of useless. This open 50 points on touch is fantastic if you want to steal a lot of things early on in the game and you don't want to spend the time trying to level up with your lockpicking and things like that. And this detect key, detect enchantment, that detect enchantment is a fantastic way of finding if there's any magical items hidden in trees and things. Sanctuary's not so good. Fortify speed is excellent because you will always, the whole game, just run faster than everybody else. The shadow, this is a personal favourite of mine because when you're invisible, sneaking is much easier. So some of the early sort of things you do become quite easy. If you want to sort of sneak up and kill people, that's a good one. I've never found this one all that useful. I can imagine that power that you can use once a day is kind of useful. Fortify Magicka is always useful in Morrowind because mana does not regenerate in Morrowind. Fortify Agility, that's another pretty good one. So it makes yourself very fatigued, but you can paralyze an opponent that's attacking you. That can be a really good way to kill someone. That's basically a self-healing power, spell that you start with, but you get a weakness to fire, and weaknesses to pretty much anything in this are bad. Now this one gives you fortify, and because these are abilities, that makes them permanent. So permanent boost to personality and endurance. Stunted Magicka. Now, there should be a tooltip when I hover over this, but for some reason the tooltip's not coming up. you know, that fortified personality, that's a really big boost that makes it easier to kind of work with people when you start the game out. But I think I'm going to go for the shadow and have the ability to make myself invisible. It's not going to be much of a help later on, but I think early in the game that's going to be awesome for stealing lots of high value stuff. So let's take that.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Now it's only going to work for me once a day, but what's that? 40 long blades. That's a really good start. 30 for destruction. Not doing too bad for some of these other ones. 30 and 30 for mercantile and speechcraft is really going to help with selling things. What am I not good at? Not good at hand-to-hand fighting, or mysticism, or conjuration, or illusion, or alteration. Yeah, I'm pretty much rubbish at all of those, and block, and medium armor, and heavy armor. But the things that I want to be good at, I'm pretty good at. You can see with my 150 fatigue, that spell that gives you minus 200 fatigue would basically just KO me, so that's not the best way to start. And definitely attribute is my highest. Intelligence is my highest attribute. Yay, I've now got stats. So I can press E and bring those up, but don't care. Hello.
You'll go no further until you have your papers.
Sorry. Fine. There you go. Happy?
Continue through to the next building and talk to Sullus Gravius.
Talk to Sullus Gravius. Now, something that makes this game not at all like the way you start off in Oblivion is it's pretty much expected that every character will just steal everything when they start this game off. And because I'm going to be an alchemist, a theft of lots of stuff, all of these things that are alchemy ingredients, my skill, where is it? Alchemy. Because my skill's only 15, I'm really quite bad, so I only know what the first thing that you can make out of all these ingredients is, but I certainly have lots of plans to get better at that. So I'm going to pick up this dagger. Now my short blade skill is probably pretty useless, 10, so my chance of hitting anything with a short blade is nigh on 0, but I can pull it out anyway and show it to you. Not that good. So we'll put that away. Excellent. So now what we can do is once again just take everything, because everything is valuable to someone. And because there's no one that can see me, I am sneaky. So you can see when I crouch is on toggle. I don't like crouch being a toggle. How do I fix that? Looks like I might not be able to. I don't like that at all. And I'll just have to get used to that. But you can see there that I have my little sneaky symbol. That means that I'm sneaking. And most of my ability to sneak is actually because there's no one in the room with me, which means I can just steal stuff. You'll see there that nothing is marked as being stolen, and the reason for that is because nobody saw me steal it. So unlike, like I said, some other games that are a bit broken, things only count as stolen in Morrowind if you steal them and then try to sell them back to the person that you stole them from. Actually, that gets you in a lot of trouble, so you have to remember, once you've taken something from someone, it basically marks all of those items that are in your inventory as stolen, so you got to be a little bit careful with it. Now, did I pick up that lockpick? Yes, I did. Now, how do I get that lockpick out? Aha, there we go. Lock level 1, and I have a security skill of 35, so I should be quite good at this. I should be quite good at this. You can see I'm using up my lockpick. It had 21 uses left, now it has 20. But what did I get? I got, that looks to be 31 coins. Better than a poke in the eye. And probably enough to get you started if you didn't want to steal everything. So you can see here we got dynamic shadows going on. Lots of things, lots of nice ambient background noise. Once again, let's just... I think I might have... Did I drop that ring on the ground or did I actually pick it up? Oh, yep, dropped it. There we go. So this is now an engraved ring of healing. So I could potentially put that on and then use it on myself to heal myself. But I'm not injured, so who cares? So I can talk to him. Don't try to persuade him if you're not good at it, or he'll start to dislike me. Now there's no... personally I think they're crappy little mini games, so there's no crappy little mini games here. It's all based on your skill and based on how good you are at things. Tells you, sort of what you can get out of it. And basically what I do with everyone is I just click on everything, because now if I bring up my journal I can go by tabs, and so I can look up C, and there's the topic, and it'll tell me all about that thing that I just looked up. So if I try to steal stuff from here, I'm going to get myself in lots of trouble, so I'm not going to do that. But I have spoken to him, and he's given me directions on how to get to where I need to go. So you'll be given these directions and a package of documents. Don't show them to anyone. Don't attempt to read the documents. Follow these directions. Go to Balmorra in Vardenfell. Report to a man named Cassius Cosades. He'll be my superior and patron. Follow his orders. He'll tell me what to do. His residence is not known, but if I ask around at the South Wall Corner Club, they'll tell me where he is. Sounds easy. So I could potentially try and sneak, but see how the sneak symbol is black at the moment? That means I did a rubbish job of it and he spotted me. So not very sneaky, or he has a very good perception, or a combination of both. So back outside we go. So I can check out my journal, and here is what it is. Day 1. I've got to go to Balmorra, find him. If I can't find him, I should go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask about him. Sounds easy. What I might do first is I might have a bit of a walk around and chat with some of these people. Now, like I said, personally I've played this game a lot, so I know that Faragoth happens to be the owner of this engraved ring. It's a pity I just have to put the ring on and then I can't actually read the ring.
Day, don't you think?
But if I talk to him, are you the one the boat dropped off? Odd. I swear they took my ring. I swear one of the guards has it. I had it last week before my weekly shakedown, and now I've lost it. So, it says my journal has been updated. Let me see, it's an engraved ring of healing. Let me know if you find it somewhere. So if I go to my journal, I've met a bossma who claims he's lost his ring, and if you click on ring, it goes into the topic of the conversation. There's no open quest log of what's going on. You have to kind of remember everything for yourself. So it's much more role-playing game style, much more kind of, I guess you'd almost say realistic. I'm still getting the hang of this whole, this depth of field thing. I think it's cool, but I'm still getting used to it. It's not part of the original. But if we go down to ring, he will say, "Do you have it?" Yes, here it is. So he's thanked me. He's now gone to 100 out of 100 for how much he likes me. And he said, go to my friend Ariel, who runs a trade house. So that's a residence, her residence. I'm going to jump a lot, spam the jump, because that's what everyone does in this game. Ariel's trade house. Okay, so that says that's the back door. I don't know why you would put the back door around the front, I just don't know. But Gonna spam jump again, because each time you jump, you build up your acrobatic skill. So you can see it's up to 20 there. Do a couple more jumps, and now it's up to 27. So, and the height you can jump is dependent on what your skill is. So again, really got to work on kind of building up these skills as much as you can, because without them, you're just useless. But here we go. Look at that, he's up to 90. Now normally he'd be about 50, so that's a big boost from that friend of ours. And all I had to lose was a little healing ring that, to be honest, isn't all that good. So now, I'm not going to try to persuade him, because he's probably pretty good, but I'll start to barter with him and sell him all the stuff I don't want. Now you saw that he was 90 before. Basically, the more someone likes you, the more you can kind of get stuff off them. So what I always try to do is I try to take things that have low value. So I want to sell him one glass bottle. Its value's 1. Sell it for 1. He gives me 1 gold for it. And because I've traded with him, he likes me a little bit more. So that makes each time I do it from now on a little bit more likely to succeed. The reason I'm selling them one at a time is because if I put 5 in, I only get 3 back from 5, so it takes a little while and it's kind of tedious, but it is definitely the best way to do some of the trading in this game. It matters a lot less once you get further on in the game, because when you're starting off, your gold is always kind of low. Like, see there, I've sold 2 and I've only got 1, so I've kind of got half as much gold as I should. And you can see that his like for me is going up to 96 now. So now I'm just gonna start selling stuff that's worth a bit more. In this case, I'm actually going to barter him up 1 and see if that works, and it did. So if I go out now, you'll probably see that my mercantile skill has gone up as well. There we go, it's gone up 6, or it's gone up 6 points. And once you get to those 100 points, then you actually have the option of it going up a level. So I mean, this is really the kind of game that you have to be quite dedicated to, because it will take you a long time to get anywhere, more so than any other RPG that I've played before. And it just has so much going for it. You can see now I'm pretty much bumping them up 1 on each thing. So I've got 210 gold pieces now, which is excellent. Keep selling these things off. Offer refused. There you go, mercantile is bumped up to 31 now, so that makes him offer me slightly better prices, because basically what it does is it competes his skills versus your own skills to work out kind of how things start off, but it doesn't tell you what they are. It kind of works everything through. Pewter candlestick, that's worth 6 and he only gave me 1. That's a bad offer. Whatever. Nothing I can do about it at the moment. You generally get better prices for things that are worth more. I read that book, didn't I? Yeah. Don't want to get rid of that or that because that's an ingredient. Don't want to get rid of the package. Candlestick. And what else do I have? Bottles of stuff. They should be worth 10 each. I definitely feel like I can get more than that by selling 2 of them individually. So it's, call it 14 for 1. Maybe it's not much better. So let's sell this dagger because I have no real need for that dagger. It's not worth really anything. So all that leaves me now is ingredients, and I'm going to buy myself an iron saber because it's a long blade, which is a skill that I'm good at, and its damage is 5 to 18, and that's a lot higher than you get for a dagger, and it's even better than a long sword because a long sword is either 1 to 18 or 4 to 16. So saber's a really good starting weapon, And I will now
Welcome. If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
arm my saber. Look at that.
I don't recall
Beautiful
using
weapon.
teleportation, and yet
Yes,
there I
Outlander?
was, alone, naked.
So something else that I do a lot of is I read other people's books. If you hit take, you'll get busted for stealing, obviously, because they can see me. But certainly, you know, look around, talk to people, find stuff out. Let's see what this guy says. I look like I could use a friend. Perhaps I can be a friend. Do I want to recover some gold? Lost a bit of money. Normally that'd be fine. I'd like to find Faragoth's hiding place. He knows he's got a hiding place somewhere. They've stashed everything in his house. Sounds good. Okay, he wanders around the town at night, so I've got to be back here at night and watch what he does. So again, I've got a new journal entry. So let's see if there's any more books to read.
What is this regarding?
Doesn't appear to be. That door's locked, so if I was to try and pick that lock, I'd get in an awful lot of trouble, so I don't want to do that. So let's head back out, and let's head to the place that I'm actually supposed to be heading to, which is Balmorra. So now there's a number of ways that you can get there. If I bring up, you can see that there's a map here. If I bring up the world map, I now know where it is because they told me about it. But, I mean, I'm there, and that one dot is made up of this whole town that I'm in, so, I mean, that's a long way to walk, and this is walking, this is running. So, everything in this game is quite slow, and not only is it slow, you actually run out of stamina eventually and then have to go back to walking. But if I was to go to Balmorra, we could follow that sign. I've actually got one of the mods that I installed actually allows you to see mushrooms. Yeah, one of these mods actually allows you to read what the signs say, because normally they're like random letters and you need to see the tooltip. Ooh, acrobatics has gone up. I can now jump 10% higher because it's now 11 instead of 10. And now this is the other way to move around. So you can see they like me for 50 out of 100, but what I can do is I have the voice of the Emperor. Now it's a power I can use once per day, but what it should enable me to do is if I bring up my magic, I can cast it on them. And now they like me 76. So what that basically means, let's try to persuade them. Let's admire them. Oh, that was bad. That's going the wrong way. No, let's not do any of that. Let's just say we want to travel and just know that you get a better price depending on how much the person likes you. So, use of that power there probably saved me 5 or 6 gold. I mean, what else was I going to use it for today?
Where would you like to go?
So, here I am at the town of Balmorra. So if we bring up our map, we can see that we know absolutely nothing about Balmorra, except the map is north, south, east, west, and it's called the South Wall Club. So this must be the South Wall. I mean, I already know where it is, but so that's the Council Club. And then we'll head over this way. Like I said, keep jumping, keep doing our thing. So this is another building that's on the south wall. It is Dara Grab Bowles house. Oh, there's a building with a sign. South Wall Corner Club. So we'll head inside. And it looks like in the background my XCOM has updated. So I'm not too far away from being able to Classius, that old sugar tooth. I'm not sure where he's living, but I should ask Parcola Cossus, the owner. He'll know. Okay, so he must be around here somewhere. My trade, pawnbroker. just kind of keep clicking through. Fighters Guild, Thieves Guild. Maybe I'd like to join the Thieves Guild. Talk to Sugar Lips.
May the wind be on your back.
You are not Sugar Lips.
All right, I'm listening.
Haha, Sugar Lips. So, jobs. A good friend of Habasi's wants a diamond. So Nakara the alchemist has a diamond, so I have to go get a diamond. Easy enough. But I still need to find the owner. What was the owner's name? That doesn't look right.
Prices are the best in town.
Balcola. Nope, that's not you.
Its
And it's not you.
scent is unfamiliar.
And it's not you.
This warm
Or
blood
you.
has questions.
Or you.
Speak freely, friend.
Yes, sir.
So, time to run off, jump off. Just then spam the jump. Oh, book.
Greetings.
Honor among thieves. That's a very valuable book.
Hello. I don't
Hail.
know if I can help you, but
We haven't been up here
I'll
yet.
try.
Aha, you're the owner.
Ah, welcome. What may I do for you?
Click on lots of different things. Where's that one? There we go. Rent a little bed and basket just up on the hill on the north edge of town. Go out the front door, not the upper door to the terrace. Then right up the stairs, then left at the top of the stairs and down to the end of the street. Sounds easy. And like I said, I just like to spam click. Oh, sorry. So I just like to spam click all of these different things. Just because I like the idea of knowing just about everything there is to know about just about everything. That'll have to do. So, he said go out the front, head right up the stairs, spamming. He said go right to the end, and we should be there. Ooh, stuff. Oh, no. Just clipping textures. And there's his house. Easy, look at that.
Yes?
He looks totally younger in this version. There we go, look at that. I've reported to him. Am I ready to trust you? Yep. Good, welcome to the service. I'm now a novice. I'm now a member of the Blades. Gotta follow his orders, obey the rules. He's now telling me about the rules, all about the Blades, the factions. Now, I like the fact that with these games you can join pretty much every single one of these. And just by spam clicking on them all, you can pretty much learn about them all. Where were we? But now was an orders button. He's given me $200. First thing, Pilgrim, you're new and you look it. Go get yourself a decent weapon or armor or a spell. And a second thing, I need a car identity. So join one of the guilds. Look out for freelance work. When I come back, you'll have some orders for me. Ready for orders? Go talk to Hasaflat Anapoulos at the Baramora Fighters Guild. Sounds easy. Again, just going to click on everything that's highlighted. So now if I come into here and go right to the bottom, you can see that I'm now a member of the Thieves Guild. I'm a toad, and it tells you what you need to do to get to the next level, and I'm also a member of the Blades. So, I think on that note, I'm going to say, I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I'm probably not going to play very much of this game and record it, just because there is so much that happens in it. But what I probably will do is I might record another episode over the weekend of me kind of getting started, just so you guys can see a little bit about what the game's like when you get started, and then maybe in another week or two's time I might record a little bit more, just so you guys can see once you start to advance a little bit just how cool it can be. So hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Thanks very much for watching. Astocky out.